in North Miami. Brad Smith will run it back. Dan Carpenter to boot it. And 2 yards in the end zone. Smith, who does so many things for this team. He can play quarterback, running back, returns kicks, plays out of the Wildcat. And here comes Sanchez right now as we meet the Jets offense.
Mark Sanchez, USC.
Sean Green, Iowa.
Tony Richardson, Auburn.
Jericho Cotchery, NC State.
Brad Smith, Mizzou.
Dustin Keller, Purdue University. Roberto Shaw Ferguson, University of Virginia.
Matt Slauson, Nebraska.
Nick Mangold, The Ohio State University. Brandon Moore, Illinois.
Damian Woody, Boston College.
Jet fans happy to see Mangold in the game. Shoulder injury last week. They start with Tomlinson, flanked wide to the right. So he's wide to the right. They set Keller up on the right side, and right to the air they go, and it's Jericho Cotchery who makes the catch on the first play. A gain of 6 up to the 34-yard line. So Mark Sanchez did not play well at all on opening night, but last week a completely different story. Trailing by 4 at the half, and then 3 touchdowns, 21 out of 30 overall, and everybody feeling in Jets world a lot better about their second-year quarterback out of the University of Southern California. Tomlinson now in a conventional running back spot on 2nd down and 3. And here is LT, and LT runs right in to the middle. Soliai, number 96, Paul Soliai, the nose tackle, makes his presence known immediately.
Well, Paul Soliai working against Nick Mangold, who comes in here with an injured shoulder. Let's see if it has any impact on this one. I don't think so. Soliai just destroyed one of the best centers in the game on that one. And remember, he's replacing Randy Starks, who started the year as the nose tackle.
They'll move him around. Soliai, 6'4" and 355. 3rd and 4. And Sanchez fires over the middle, and that catch is made by Dustin Keller for a first down. So Mark Sanchez working the middle on the opening series of downs. It's a 16-yard gain, a first down at the 50.
Well, Dustin Keller has simply become the go-to guy now for Mark Sanchez. He runs such decisive routes. And down on the front line, you had Damian Woody working against the pass rusher. Cameron Wake on the outside. He's clearly the Dolphins' best guy getting after the quarterback.
Tomlinson. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Let's take a look at this Miami defense.
Kendall Langford, the real HU. Paul Soliai, Utah.
Randy Starks, Maryland. Cameron Wake, Linebacker University.
Tim Dobbins, Glencliff High.
Carlos Dansby, Auburn University.
Cole Misi, Utah. Monte Davis, University of Illinois. Chris Clemens, Clemson University.
Jeremiah Bell, Eastern Kentucky.
Jason Allen, Muscle Shoals High School.
Talking about this game last week, I mentioned, you go back to the 72 Dolphins, the undefeated Dolphins, the no-name defense. Well, these guys basically the current version of it, but the way they're playing, we'll know their names pretty quickly. And that pass is incomplete, intended for the fullback John Connor. 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
You know, it was a really good decision on the part of the Dolphins to defer that opening kickoff, because I'm sure one of the reasons they wanted to do it was Braylon Edwards would get 1 fewer series. Get him out there in the first quarter. They may get 2 possessions here in the first quarter, and Braylon Edwards won't play in either.
Tony Sperano, the 3rd-year head coach of the Dolphins. 11 wins his first year, 9 wins last season. 3 wide, 6 defensive backs on 3rd down and 10. And that is caught by Brad Smith, and that's a first down. So 2 3rd down conversions. And as we said, Brad Smith, the quarterback in college, he can play running back, he can receive the ball, runs back, kicks brilliantly.
Jeremiah Bell right here fakes the blitz, is going to try and get back underneath this thing, and he just gets there late. Sanchez sees it, takes their easy completion. Nice job. That's what we saw last week out of Mark Sanchez. He just looks like he gets it now. You know, he's a year better than he was a season ago.
And now the Jets come up with their version of the Wildcat, and it's Brad Smith who will take the snap. He fakes it to Tomlinson, and then he follows LaDainian to the right side and picks up 9 yards. So a little dose of their own medicine, and the Jets run that play with some frequency with Brad Smith making it 2nd down and 1.
Well, the one thing you're going to see, they will read this end out here, and Brad Smith's going to put the ball in the belly of LT, sees him sink down, and so he's going to take off and run. But actually, he just ran behind LT, so maybe we should have just given him the ball. But the Jets wanted to out-Wildcat the Wildcat here tonight. That was one of their stated goals by Rex Ryan.
Opening drive of the game, Tony Richardson is the fullback here, and he'll pave the way for Tomlinson, a sure Hall of Famer. Great 9 years in San Diego. Holds the NFL record for most touchdowns in a season, but he was at the end of the line, and you could see it coming in San Diego. And away they went, and they drafted Ryan Matthews, and they knew it was time for LT to leave. And one of the reasons he goes to New York is that Brian Schottenheimer had been on the staff in San Diego under his father. Marty was the head coach early in the decade, and that helped to move him to the New York area. Sean Green now replaces Tomlinson in the backfield. 1st and 10. The ball is at the 24-yard line. And here is Green, who finished last year with a bang and looked great in the playoffs. Tackled by Carlos Dansby. A new Dolphin comes over after some stellar work in Arizona through the years.
Carlos Dansby right over here, and he was their big free agent pickup. They just didn't feel like they were athletic enough at the linebacker position. Not only can Dansby come up and stop the run like that, but he's also athletic enough to drop back on those tight ends and make plays. That is the playmaking position on this Dolphins defense, and they didn't make enough a season ago.
2nd down and 9. 5.5-minute drive to this point. This is the 10th play. Pump fake, and then going deep into the corner, and it's a touchdown. Dustin Keller got position on Jeremiah Bell, and Sanchez lays it in perfectly for the touchdown. 24 yards.
One of the hardest things in the world is when you get an athletic tight end like Keller flanked out and a safety on the outside trying to cover and get the slant and go. And now you get the jump ball situation, really pass interference on the play as well. Keller hangs in there, and you figured with Braylon Edwards out, Dustin Keller would become the go-to guy, and it certainly was the case on that drive. That was pretty.
Right. Could have been a flag. Bell knew he was beaten. Nick Folk, the ex-Cowboy, to bang it through. And so for Sanchez, he picks up where he left off last week. 72 yards, 10 plays, 7-0 Jets.